Hello friends, in this lecture we are going to see how to apply mesh analysis to 3 loop circuits. Okay, so let us assume the current directions in a clockwise direction. Now let us apply KVL to loop number 1. Okay, so let us apply KVL to loop number 1. 20 volt is equals to 20 into I1 plus 30 into, now two currents I1 and I2 are flowing but they are opposite in direction, so that's why I1 minus I2 we are going to write. So simplify this equation. 20 is equals to 20 I1 plus 30 I1 minus 30 I2. Simplify it. 50 I1 minus 30 I2. So this is your equation number 1. Fine. Applying KVL to loop number 2. We get. So there is no voltage source. That's why we are going to write it as 0. So from 30 ohm resistor, two currents are flowing but they are in opposite direction. So that's why. And we have to assume that the current loop current is larger as compared to the other loop current. So I2 minus I1 plus 50 is exclusively into the loop 2. So only I2 current is flowing plus 60, from 60 ohm resistance, two currents are flowing, I2 and I3, but they are in opposite direction again. Therefore, I2 minus I3. Right? So simplify this equation. 30 I2 minus 30 I1 plus 50 I2 plus 60 I2 minus 60 I3. Okay, so rearrange the equation after addition. So 30 will be coming, 30 I1 will be coming at this position. Let us add I2 terms together. So 50 plus 60 is 110, added with 30 it is going to become 140 I2, and the remaining is I3, that is 60 I3. Okay, now let us apply KVL to loop number 3. Okay, again in this loop also there is no voltage source, so 0 is equals to 60. From 60 there are two currents are flowing, I3 and I2. From 80 only I3 is flowing, and from 70 also I3 is flowing. So simplify it. 0 is equals to minus 60 I2 plus 60 I3. I have multiplied by 60 inside this bracket, and rest of the other terms we are going to write it. Is it fine? Okay. So minus 60 I2 plus 60 plus 80 is 140 plus 70, it is going to become 210, right? I3. So let us mark this as equation number 2 and this as equation number 3. Okay. Let us rewrite these three equations over here. (20) is equals to 50 I1 minus 30 I2. This was your equation number 1. Equation number 2 was 0 is equals to minus 30 I1 plus 140 I2 minus 60 I3, and equation number 3 is 0 is equals to minus 60 I2 plus 210 I3. Okay, so this was your equation number 1, this was equation number 2, and this was equation number 3. Now converting these three equations in the form of matrices. Okay, so how to convert it? So pay attention over here. This will be the column matrix. So the constant values will have a column matrix 20 0 0 is equals to. Now the first row represents the terms of equation number 1. Okay, so first row represents terms of equation number 1. Those are I1 term, I2 term, and I3 term. Okay, so this represents terms of equation number 1. So let us write over here equation number 1. Is that fine? Similarly, equation number 2 will be at row number 2nd. Okay, and equation number 3 will have 3rd row. Okay, so what is the value of I1 in equation number 1? It is 50. So I am going to write it 50. Is that fine? What is the value of I2? It is minus 30. And as there is no I3 term, so we are going to write it as 0. Okay, so pay attention for equation number 2. What is the term I1? So it is minus 30. I2 is having 140 and I3 is minus 60. Okay, and the last equation, in that there is no I1 term, so we'll write it as a 0. For I2 it is 60 and I3 is having 210 value. And lastly, we are going to write a column matrix for the terms, that is I1, I2 and I3. So this is nothing but simply converting these three equations in the form of matrices. Why we are converting this? Because we are going to use a Cramer's rule. So what is that Cramer's rule? That we are going to take in the further session. Okay, so now let us find out the value of this determinant. So determinant, let us say this is nothing but your determinant. Okay, so we are going to find out the determinant of this matrix. So let us write that values. I hope you might heard the word that is determinant. Okay, so we are going to calculate the determinant value of this matrix. So let us find it out. So how to find out the determinant? This can be found out. So let us now take, this is 50. Okay, now you have to exclude this row and this column. So 50 we are going to take, and then we are going to exclude this row and exclude this column. So the remaining terms will be over here. Okay, so as you can see, the remaining terms we have written. Okay, now we have to write the minus for this middle term and minus this value. Okay, now you have to exclude this row and you have to exclude this column. Okay, so column number 2nd will be, the elements from the column number 2nd will be eliminated. Okay, so minus 30 0 and minus 60 210 will be the values. Plus, now 0 is there, but still we are going to write the other elements. So we are going to exclude this row and this column. Okay, so remaining terms will be what? Minus 30, 0, 140, and this is 60, minus 60. So this is going to ultimately become 0, isn't it? Because it is multiplied with 0. Okay, now simplify this. 50. Okay, now 140 into 210. Okay, so 140 into 210, that is coming as 29400 minus minus 60 into minus 60, it is going to become plus 3600, and again you have to do the subtraction of these two multiplications. Okay, so multiplication of this minus multiplication of this. Okay, so 3600 minus minus, it is going to become plus 30, right? This is going to get multiplied, so minus of 6300 minus this is going to become 0, right? And this is already multiplied with 0, so that's why it is going to become 0. Okay, this is already multiplied with 0, so that's why all the term that is going to become 0. Okay, is it fine? Great. So now simplify the values, find out the total value, that is coming as 50 into, now my subtraction is nothing but resulting as 25800 plus, it is going to become minus, that is we have taken this minus sign to outside of this bracket, so 30 into 6300. Okay, so this is nothing but 1290000 minus 189 3 times 0, and after simplification I will be getting delta value, that is determinant value, 1101000. This is the value of determinant, okay, of this equation. So remember this value. Fine. Now pay attention, this is very important term. Okay, now we are going to find out delta 1. Is that fine? How to find out delta 1? Delta 1 can be found out, we are going to replace the first column. Okay, right now we are interested to find out the current I1. Okay, so that means we are going to find out this term. So ultimately we are going to find out by simply replacing these values over here at column number 1. So constant terms we are going to put it at this column number 1, and again we are going to solve the determinant for that. So that can be called as determinant delta 1. Okay, so write it as, so constant values we are going to write at first column, and then rest of other values will be same, it will not be changed. Now let us find out its determinant. Okay, so how to find out its determinant? 20 into remaining terms are, these 4 elements will be remaining. So remember that here already you have found out, here you have already found out the value of multiplication, that is coming as 2580. Now don't do this again. Okay, so avoid donkey work, you just do the smart work. You have already calculated this value, you just use it after this one. Okay, fine. Then minus of minus 30 multiplied by, now you have to exclude this column, these zeros are there, so multiplication with 0 is going to result to 0, but still I am going to write it, and plus 0 multiplied by anything is again going to become 0, so I am not going to write the further details. Okay, so you have already calculated this term, right? That multiplication resulted as 2580, right? 800. So I am going to simply use it over here, 25800, that was the resultant answer, and this is going to again become 0, right? So I am not going to write it. So whenever I am going to calculate this value, so let us calculate this value, it is coming as 516 3 times 0. So this is the value of delta 1. Now we have replaced the first column of this matrix, which represents the value of I1. So if I am going to take the ratio of delta 1 and delta, okay, if I am going to take the ratio of delta 1 and delta, I'll be getting the value of I1. So I1 can be calculated as delta 1 divided by delta. Is that fine? So value of delta is 516000 and value of delta is 110100. Yes, value of delta is 111000. Is that fine? So calculate this value. So whenever you are going to calculate this value, it is going to result as 0.4686 ampere. You can also convert it in terms of milliampere. So you are going to shift the three digits. So the next value, that is nothing but in terms of milliampere, can be written as 468.6 milliamperes. Is that fine? So this is nothing but the Cramer's rule. Okay. Similarly, let us
derive delta 2. So in this delta 2, we have replaced the second column of the matrix by constant values, that is nothing but 20, 0, 0. Okay. So let us calculate delta 2. So 50 into the remaining terms. Okay. So we are going to exclude here first row and first column. That means the remaining terms are 0, 0, 60, 210. Okay. Minus 20 into, so let us cancel the second row and second column. Okay, so the remaining terms are minus 30, 0, minus 60 and 210. Okay, and the last term is already 0, so I am not going to write anything after this. Okay, so now let us calculate the terms. Okay, so 50 multiplied by both are zeros, so therefore it is going to become 0, right? So I'm not going to calculate it, so it is going to become 0 minus 20, and this term we have already calculated during the calculation of delta, right? So I'm going to take it direct with its value from the delta calculation. That was resulted as minus 6300. Okay, fine. This we have taken directly from delta. Okay, so minus is going to become plus 20 into 6300, and this calculation results as, it is resulting as 1264 times 0. Now how to calculate I2? I2 is nothing but the ratio of delta 2 to delta. I2 is nothing but ratio of delta 2 and delta. So value of delta 2 is nothing but 126,000, and delta is nothing but 110,100. So once I calculate this, it will result as, let me calculate it. So it is coming as 0.1144 amperes. Okay.
find out. Now let us find out delta 3. For what purpose we are finding delta 3? In order to find out the current I3. Okay. So what we are going to do? We are going to replace these constant values. Okay. That means we are going to replace the third column by constant terms. Right. So let us write the determinant. 50 minus 30, 0, minus 30, 140, minus 60, then 20, 0, 0. Now find out the value. Okay, 50 into, again these two zeros are there, so therefore it is going to become 0. Let me write it again. Minus of minus 30 into the matrix. Again over here also these two terms are 0, so minus 30, 0, 0, 0, and lastly plus 20 into, Now these 4 elements will be there, isn't it? So minus 30, 140, 0, minus 60. Now as these are going to become 0, so we are not going to calculate this. Okay, so 20 into bracket, this multiplied by this is again 0, this is again 0, so therefore again it is going to become 0, right? So 60 into 30, it is nothing but minus minus is going to become plus, isn't it? So 1800. Is that fine? So after multiplying by 20, it is going to come as 36000, right? So 36000 is the value of delta. Now let us find out I3. How to find out I3? I3 can be found out by simply taking the ratio of delta 3 and delta, right? So delta 3 is coming as 36000 and the calculated is nothing but 110100, right? So this is going to get value as 0.0327 ampere. If you want, you can convert it in the form of milliampere. So it is going to have 32.7 milliamperes. So this is the value of current I3. Okay, so we are going to check out whether we are going to get these values or not by means of simulation. Is it fine? Okay.
Now let us go for the simulation of the circuit. I already implemented that circuit. Okay, so let us run this. So remember the current values I1, I2 and I3. I1 was coming as 469 milliampere, right? And I2 was coming as 114 milliampere. And we have calculated I3 as 32.7 milliampere. And it is showing the same results as that we have calculated the values. Okay, so likewise you can simulate and check out